Ladies and gentlemen, you would please welcome Lyon to the South by Southwest stage. Welcome to this month's meeting of the FirstWeek Flip Phone Society. I, Lyon, have been using the Punkt phone, for the first week of the month of March. I'm too far away from you guys, aren't I? I should probably come closer. Should I climb on the table? No, I won't. I'm gonna walk around. Hey guys, been using this for a week, and now I'm gonna pop it out. Let's do it. I actually don't have anything to pop it out with. So I'm gonna have to try use this pen. Found Alexandra from Colombia here, and she helped me get the SIM card out of this thing and into this thing I'm filming on. Do you want to show them how?
Yeah.
That was it. Show them the back.
9L earring.
And look, show them the back of it. Literally, we used Alexandra's earring. What a legend, Alexandra. Anything you want to say to the FirstWeek Flip Phone vlog?
Well, come enjoy the South by Southwest.
Aww.
It's incredible.
It is, isn't it? They got to come out next year, don't they? Come on, people. Come join us next year, guys.
It's amazing.
All right, thank you, Alex. Appreciate your help. There we go, folks. That was Ali being amazing and a good soul. And that's the thing about the phone's dinging now since it turned on. But as you can see, 0 time on the screen time. Although, funnily enough, it was actually just 0. There wasn't any screen time tracking. And that is the theme of today's tech piece, is going to be screen time. That's going to come at the end because it's a little bit boring because it's just about Apple tech. It's not really about the Punkt phone so much. I'm going to do a deeper dive on Punkt Signal in a future month when I've got less going on. Yeah, mainly I'm going to actually be doing my Creative Week vlog first up, and it's going to be all about being at South by Southwest, because the big story is when you get off your phone and you use one of these at a conference or something like that, you are fully in the zone and you can just immerse yourself in the amazing events and people that you meet, just like Ali. So, roll the opening titles and I will see you to talk about my Creative Week using a Punkt phone at a conference.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
First week of the month, if you want me, call me on my burner. Couple flip phones. Yeah, nice little learner. Too much from you on the gram. Fam, I'll burn ya. Wish me flip like a burner. I'll spit fire bars and I'll burn ya. Let me paint you.
So here we are in a meeting room at the Hilton Austin downtown, one of the many venues that South by Southwest commandeer for the time of their conference, which is 11 till 20th of March. And as well as the conference tracks, there's festivals. So there's the music festival, which I've got the badge for. There's comedy festival, which everyone gets into. There's film festival, which you need a film badge for, but I was lucky enough to get brought in for the Reggie Yates film Pirates, which was awesome, which I posted about in my Blue Monday newsletter earlier today. So I'm going to be talking about why I believe my timing was perfect, first week landed during South by, and why I believe that everyone should leave their smartphones behind when they go to a conference or festival. So, conference or festivals, they are mass gatherings of lots of people, usually around a common purpose if they are good. Now, my book of the week I want to talk about is Priya Parker's The Art of Gathering. She was the opening speaker at this conference, and I actually got to get her, during her talk, to sign a book, her book, The Art of Gathering, for my buddy and my host, John Coates. So thanks to John for having me here in Austin. And Priya just basically talks about how like most hosts are just kind of pussyfooting around, not clear on their purpose and just trying to be a chill host and trying to just be chilled. But what we need is hosts who take the gathering by the reins, set a defined purpose, exclude certain people who aren't going to be who aren't really agreeing with what that is, and then just, you know, bring everyone else together as much as possible, connect them, and you know, connect like-minded people. So yeah, I think South by does a good job of that. Like, everyone's quite tech savvy even in the music and film tracks, it kind of leans innovative, which is really awesome. And, you know, basically, I've had a really great time just having my notebook. So I want to tell you about a few specific things. As always with First Week Flip Phone, my mantra is if you take something away, you've got to add something in. So for you guys who are joining about, maybe thinking about switching out one of these for one of these, you know, what are the sort of things you're going to need to add back into your life to still have the impact? So I would say for gatherings, one of the things that you're going to need is printed materials. Okay, so firstly, the basics. You're going to need a notebook. Now I've got some moleskin notebooks here and a 4-color pen. So let's just run through, just to give you an idea of the notes, sort of notes I'm taking. You know, if I'm watching a film and I'm going to write a little review for Letterboxd, I'm taking notes. You know, if I'm, let's see, lyrics, they come to mind while I'm on the train, then I'm taking notes. More lyrics, really fun lyric, that one about Dave, the rapper. If I'm designing a jacket, flower on the back of the blue jacket, notes, then execute, and you've got the thing in real life. If you're working on an album, you're making notes. If you're trying to get places without Google Maps, notes. This is Priya Parker's book. Those are the main points. Taking notes. ScreenTime, which I'm gonna be talking about next. I'm gonna be reading off these notes. Okay, you get the idea, guys. I filled up this whole book, and then you basically go through it now after the end of the thing, and I'm gonna go digest it, digitize what I need to. So I'm onto a new one now. So just plan this talk. So yeah, basically, that's, have a notebook, be taking that. People, they love it if they get to, you know, give their contact details actually on pen and paper again, and they know that you're actually gonna look at it rather than just, you know, it's just another LinkedIn connect or whatever. How if you want to go level up, and if you're promoting something like I am, I'm pitching myself to, you know, actually not just sit in one of the empty rooms, but be in a full room sharing my work. Hopefully my music would be ideal, but I've got a couple of other angles, including short film and a tech thing, but I'm definitely gonna come back next year and I wanna be contributing here. So I've got, first and foremost, my press release for the Small Town Dreamer album. So nice, quite thick card, printed at FedEx office. I only really needed about 20 because they were mainly for my mentor meetings where I wanted them to quickly get up to speed with like, look, I self-released this awesome double album. There's a QR code, you can go and see it. By the way, QR codes are, and just links in general are great for, because that's all a QR code is. It's just a text. It's just the saru.ly/SD embedded in an image. Great because you can update where that short link goes over the years if you do change the website. And then, you know, some images, you know, the album launch, Brits by the Beach, promoting the album, and yeah, and then just a message from me because I'm a rare self-managed indie artist. So yeah, these are great for meeting my mental meetings in music, and then also because we shot Closure Cafe last year, as you guys might be aware, got a bunch of these printed. So again, it's the saru.ly/Closure Cafe, and that will, you know, ultimately when it goes public on Vimeo, I'll probably redirect that there. So this one's a while out, so this one's less important. But, you know, you've got to be, you know, elegant about when you do give people these. But it's just so great to have something tangible if, you know, you're trying to talk to someone. And I just think that so many people here are just relying so much on this, and they're not really making that standout connection. They're just another person who's, you know, asking you to, you know, put in your Instagram. So yeah, that's my big recommendation. And just most importantly, you're just in the zone, plugged in, and unexpected things can happen when you don't get overscheduled on your like scheduling app, like here's the South by Southwest app here, but in general on your Google Apple Calendar. Awesome, you know, serendipity can happen. Like I'm walking across the road to here and a guy hollers at me for a lighter, and you know, it's a fellow musician, but the difference is he's got a bionic arm, he's got a robot arm, And I'm like, dude, I get chatting to him and I'm like, can I shake your hand? Like, and he's like, yeah, and it like grips really well. And then he invites me to his talk, which is, 4 till 5 p.m. today, bridging the gap between man and machine for music. So I'm gonna go see Jason speak about how he built the world's first prosthetic drummer arm, so he can still make music, because that's what he was doing when he had to be amputated 10 years ago. Super inspiring thing, and I haven't committed to filling my day, so I'm able to go and go with the flow on that one. So those are kind of my biggest take homes, are like, prepare as much as you can, and then keep space to go with the flow. So it's kind of that balance. So many people have the worst of both worlds, where they're both chocker with external influence but unprepared at the same time, and it's like, come on people, let's do better. Right, that was my creative week talk. I mentioned book and went really heavy on the general stuff, but primarily this is a music channel, so I've got to tell you about the music I was engaged in this week. And although I did buy a Bandcamp album, which is a really inspiring concept album called 100 Seconds to Midnight, it's based on the Doomsday Clock, I haven't had time to listen to it because plugged in what's going on in the moment, and that's primarily the music here, the music festival. And this is really where I can see myself performing one of these years, is the British Music Embassy, because they specifically showcase up and coming British talent. So obviously in the later days, you've got your BBC Sound of Music poll people, you got Wet Leg, you got the Lathams, but seriously, on the earlier days, where I was yesterday, kind of like the pre-launch before, I was here last night, and these are kind of really up and early stage artists, and I could totally see the old Cerulean sounds right here. So anyway, I was loving Ruth Lyon, who was on this year, just kicking things off yesterday. Jamie Webster's interesting. They could describe him as a people's poet, and he's a bit like me with Eastleigh. He's very plugged in with his local football team, Liverpool. I personally wasn't. I like to keep my sunglass wearing for my alter ego, as you know, but he was just rocking the Sunnies whole set. I personally just felt really connected with Ruth, because she really just engaged with the audience. She sat there again, the theme of sort of disability. She sat in her chair, which she is in, and delivered an amazing performance. She was really just making the most of every other part of her performance, I thought. So I was really impressed with her, and it was a pleasure to meet her, as well as a couple of other folks, including MC Lars's manager, Paul. So that was really cool. Original manager. He's now self-managed, which was really inspiring for me to discover as someone who is returning to that state now that Lucy's going and getting her full-time salary job. Good for her. But yeah, no, I continue on as an indie artist. I know I'm in the right place here at South by with some of my innovators, like the EFF, with this sick t-shirt I got from my buddy Heather Barfield's husband, because I am trying to innovate in music by being a self-managed, unsigned artist who's actually going to make an impact with my double albums. And I think rather than there being all this people and team around one artist channel, I'm one person around two artist profiles. So I'm doubling up people. So I really need your support. I love that people have tuned in for the Punkt vlogs. I know I've been talking more about the tech itself, but we're 3 months in now, 4 videos in, including the unboxing. And remember, people, the whole point of this is so that the tech does not dominate your life. So I like, just with the light phone ones, like I said from the beginning, the vlogs are gonna transition more from tech heavy through to lifestyle and music heavy. So I will touch base about Signal in a future week. And for now, I'm gonna talk about, because the other aspect of this all is minimizing this. So I'm gonna talk about tracking screen time and how this Apple ScreenTime app is just not fit for purpose, with particular reference to my own situation, struggling to get the iCloud syncing working. But the bottom line is it only goes back 4 weeks and doesn't save your data. Do not trust Apple to help you reduce your screen time. Take matters into your own hands and ditch their tech for at least a bit. All right, people, over to the screen time bit, and then it's going to play out. Enjoy this segment from my upcoming MC Beastly track, Social.
Cave, social, feed at Cave, social 3. If you too be Googling me, subscribe, hit the bell, or till hell freeze, they'll sell a nice age of ads to watch, where you sat on your nuts like Sid the Sloth. Cave, social, feed at Cave.
Yo, so my screen time isn't really functioning properly. Like, it's shared across devices on iPad, iPhone and Mac, but there's no devices button up here. When you go and see all activity, it's just for this device. There's no other devices. The other major problems with it are that even when it's fully functioning, you firstly sometimes get bugs, like this website was left on overnight on Tuesday night. I don't know if that's just a Safari thing. And then the biggest bug of all is, it's not even a bug, it's just such a limited product. It only goes back 4 weeks and there's no way to save it or export the data. So yeah, not a great effort, Apple, let's be honest, in screen time. So yeah, I'm gonna try and reset it now. So when the Apple Store person did this, she initially lost all the previous data, then it didn't even connect with the other devices. So as it says here, screen time will no longer be reported, and it'll all be turned off. So when she turned it back on, all of that data, the 4 weeks worth of data was gone, and basically it didn't initially connect with the other iCloud devices, and then eventually it did connect with the other device, or show it, but then it didn't actually show any of that one's data, if that makes sense. So let's see how this fares. Will it pick up the other devices, or will it not? So definitely the sort of focus is definitely on weekly reports. It's not really actually on a long-term view or getting any sense of lifetime usage. I don't know if that's because they're afraid of how shocking those numbers would be. Maybe they think if you only show 4 weeks, they'll kind of be like, oh yeah, I could probably change, or it's been a busy 4 weeks. Anyway, share across devices is definitely on. It's not picking up any of the other devices yet. I'll report back if anything changes. 2 or 3 hours later, when I've last checked back, now the other devices are available, although the previous usage isn't here. So I'll only know next week when I start using this iPhone again whether the new data starts coming up or if it refreshes backwards as well. So my Punkt got low on battery. I went to shut it down and it went to this screen. Plugged it in all night on a normal charger. No, it's just stuck here, and now I plugged it in on the massive MacBook one. I'm not even sure. I just held down the top button for like 3 seconds, like it says in the instruction manual, to turn it off rather than using the on-screen buttons. Let's see what happens. Here comes the pigeon. Yeah, I called it Brick last time, didn't I? That's where the name of the phone shows up. I honestly didn't know any other time it does.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Burner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're back on.
First week of the month if you want me. Call me on my burner. Couple flip phones.